Always clean mop, 3D matrix eye, ozone generator, and heated air drying. All these features are packed in this unique eufy S1 Pro robot vacuum. When I first saw this one, I was attracted by the unique appearance, and when I learned more about this flagship hardware, I was even more curious about how this so-called the world's first floor washing robot vacuum with the all-in-one station would perform. The eufy S1 Pro is packed in a long, skinny package, and when you open it up, there are a number of accessories included with the robot and a unique clean station, some of which must be installed before use, and some of which are add-ons. Of course, the user manual and some documentation are also in the package. Now let's talk about the most eye-catching feature. The first thing I've noticed was its unique rolling mop. Most robot vacuums on the market use conventional, flat, or dual spin mops. So what's so great about this innovative roller mop? There's actually a huge difference. For the traditional robot vacuum, the mop gets dirtier and dirtier during the cleaning process, and it can only be cleaned after returning to the base station. This can lead to secondary contamination of the floor. But the eufy S1 Pro is completely different. It has a unique technology called Always Clean Mop. Simply means that the robot's built-in water tank keeps rinsing the cloths during the mopping process. This is why it is a 100% cleanliness under UV light. Okay, back to the design. The first thing you will notice is that it is very low in height. The eufy S1 Pro is not using the rotating LDS module on top. It is D-top LiDAR, which is more accurate and faster. On top of that, it has a binocular infrared sensors for better 3D obstacle modeling. To my surprise, it even has an RGB camera. This means that the eufy S1 Pro can capture all sorts of information in both visible and infrared light. This is a bit crazy. Eufy claims that the S1 Pro is designed by a futuristic design style, and I couldn't agree more. Compared to previous robot vacuum we have reviewed, this one looks more like a concept product that would only be displayed in exhibition. I personally like the combination of the transparent shell and light. The design is also functional. For example, I can see the amount of water in the clean water tank very easily. The design of the base station is like a spaceship, and there's a small touch screen on top of base station. As you can see, it's not a big station, but it's not a simple one. It has almost every function you can imagine. Automatic dust collection, automatic cleaning, heated air drying, automatic mixing cleaner, and so on. All of these things can be done in the unique clean station. In terms of cleaning performance, I first tested the mopping capability I was most interested in. I poured coffee and Coke on the floor a day in advance, and these completely dry out stains would be a challenge for any robot vacuum. As you can see, after a few rounds, the eufy S1 Pro solved this problem. The innovative roller mop does perform really well. One thing I also noticed is that the eufy S1 Pro cleans the floor faster than any other robot vacuum I've used. Of course, I also tested the basic vacuuming performance. The S1 Pro has a suction power of 8,000 PA, so a daily litter test might be a bit too boring, so I chose to do the hair test. There are not only tiny cat hairs, but also clumps of hairs on the floor. This is one of the toughest tests I could think of. Now to power on, the S1 Pro cleaned up the hairs with ease, and it aligns with my expectations. Now let's see if any of the hairs get tangled. All I can say is that S1 Pro has surprised me again. There was one more difficult test, the corner cleaning test. I used some biscuit crumbs and placed them in the corners of the wall. Let's see how it performs. It still performs really well. The two side brushes can clean out any trash in the corners very quickly, and the S1 Pro's special near straight lines design on both sides leave much less dead spots to clean. Under the sofa, not a problem for this machine either. So I first tested the eufy S1 Pro's obstacle detection. As you can see, I placed a few different size obstacles on the hard floor. So let's see how this 3D matrix eye performs. It avoided these obstacles perfectly, even though those were smaller ones. The eufy S1 Pro's D-top LiDAR and 3D matrix eyes are virtually unaffected by ambient light through infrared imaging, and in practice, the 3D matrix eye with the RGB camera generates multi-angle colored obstacle models. It can even completely bypass a black wire in a dark environment. Crazy. Back to the station, first I tested its hot air drying function. The temperature of the room is shown in the picture. Of course, the temperature here may not be completely accurate. The real temperature of the air outlet is higher. I also like the screen on the station a lot. Not only can you quickly check the power level of the machine, but you can also quickly control this robot vacuum, which is sometimes more convenient than picking up a mobile phone and connecting it to the robot. So this is the eufy S1 Pro. It gives new answers to a robot vacuum in terms of appearance, functionality, cleaning performance, and interaction design. There's no doubt that this is the most high-end and powerful robot vacuum I've ever used. So if you're interested in this one, check out the link down below. I'm Will from Gizmochina. See you next time.